Morning guys, Robert from Australian Camping 4-Wheel Drives, and today we are out at Imbil. The Mitsubishi 4-Wheel Drive Club are having a new members weekend, and we've come out to Imbil to meet everybody. There's a large group of people here already, which is quite surprising. We just set up the van up in behind us here, and the grounds are quite reasonable. They've got a lot of space here. You'll see behind me. Everyone's set up. Fair number of people here, hey? And that's not all the Mitsubishi Club, by the way. That's just normal campers also. Most of us are all sitting down over the side over there. We've got some of us sitting up over and behind us here as well, hey? So yeah, I'll show you around, and we'll continue on.
I think 10's getting a bit bloody drastic.
I thought we were doing a coffee shop and winery.
Are we going to the winery, Jim?
That's Woodford.
Hey, we're not going to the winery.
I think it'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a really good morning trip there. Have a winery by lunch.
That's right.
And then we'll have lunch, then we'll come back, and we'll have a snooze, and then we'll have a happy hour.
We could have coffee by morning.
Yeah, mid-morning coffee. And my favourite meal of the day, second breakfast.
Second breakfast. So the plans this morning, we're going to be heading off on a trip. They're running two trips on this new members weekend. So running one at I think it's about 9:30. So we're going to go let some air out of the tyres, and we've got another trip being run, and that's being run at around about 1 o'clock today. So we're going to. Some people are heading off that. It's the same trip. So just depending on what time you want to head off, you can use either trip.
Morning's trip is going to be an easy scenic trip with some medium options. Now we've got a lot of people on the trip, so we'll see how the tracks are after the little bit of rain that we've had, in terms of whether the medium options are doable or not. There and how much time we've got as to how many of them that we let you have a go at. I need to remind drivers and passengers alike that on all club trips you have a duty of care, not just to yourself and the people in your vehicle, but to the other people on the trip and any other members of the public that we come across. If at any point during the trip you feel that you don't want to proceed or you want to exit and leave the trip, please let me know. On today's trip we've got G2 and G1 will be tailing Charlie. We'll appoint a mid-convoy relay for radio if we start to get so strung out that we need a relay. The first part, we're just going to head down to only about 10 minutes down the road, and we'll stop there and allow people that haven't dropped their tyre pressures to do so. And we'll have a snack for morning tea if you haven't had morning tea already. In terms of dropping your tyre pressures, you need to understand what your vehicle needs, and also whether you're going to do the easy trip or do some of the medium options. If you're going to do some of the medium options, then you might want to drop your tyre pressures a little bit lower than if you're just doing the easy circuit. There's a little patch of lantana we went through last Sunday on the recce. It wasn't too bad, and I was leading the recce, and so there was a Land Cruiser and the old FJ40 of Brutus behind me, so that's probably cleared a bit more of it. But it's not a particularly long section, and hopefully with a little bit of rain it'll be soft, won't scratch up anything too badly. Channel 17 for the radio. Any other questions before we depart?
Convoy procedures.
Yeah, just remember convoy procedures. There's a few intersections, so just make sure that you can see the vehicle behind you, and that they have recognised that you've made a turn or a departure from the main track. If it's on the main thoroughfare, then you don't need to stop at every branch. But if we're departing off at Y intersections and we're departing off the main track, please just stop, wait for the person behind you, There aren't any gates on today's run, so we won't need to worry about the gate procedure.
So that's a typical get together that they do before they head off on the trips. And so now we're all going to get in the cars and get in line and we'll head off. So we'll let the air out of our tyres, and now we're just going to be heading off onto the track. So on the trip, what we do is we have, because it's a new members weekend and not everybody's, wants to go and do some of the harder options. So we have it optional. So when we're driving along the track here, there are places that, you can go off and you can do something that's medium and try that out. Or if you just want to just take it easy, you can just follow the track and do it that way. It's a lot easier. So it's beauty because, if you're new to four-wheel driving and you want, some experience and all that type of stuff, you can come out and you can even see how other people do it as well.
Medium option, so medium to the left, easy to the right.
So that's how it works. So you're saying medium to the left and easy to the right. So you just choose which way you want to go. So you can see here, just down there, that's where people are waiting for the other car to come down. Got him coming down one of the harder sections. Well, it's actually medium, if that. It actually wasn't that hard. Then everyone's just getting back in line. So it's a great little trip where you can come along and if you want to try it out, you can go and give it a go. If you don't want to, you can bypass it as well, hey. So where we are now, we're down near Barumba Dam. That's apparently down here on our left, so we'll hopefully see some views of that shortly. And yeah, nice little drive so far. So if you're doing some of the hard stuff like going down hills and that type of stuff, like the Ford Ranger's got a hill descent control on it you can turn on, and you can choose like low range or high range depending on the situation, and then put it into the lower gear so it has to stay in that gear, so that way your car doesn't run away on you. So that's some things that you can do to actually improve going down hills and slippery surfaces and that type of stuff. The hill descent control works very well. essentially you can take your foot off the brake most of the time and you don't need to worry about it. But you do need to be going at low speeds. We'll turn the hill descent control off. And yeah, that's how you use hill descent control. I'll show you a little bit more about it. So like we've got a hill here, for example, nothing complicated. So what you do is down here you've got your hill descent. So we'll turn on the hill descent, and it says over here hill descent control ready. You say OK, and then you can take your foot off the gas. I put it over here into first, so you can put it into first, and the car will just roll straight down. So you don't even need to put your foot on the accelerator unless you're not going quick enough. You know, and if you want to, you say, oh, I want to pick up more speed, you know, put it into second. So like now we're in second, and yeah, with the hill descent control on, and lets you get down the hill nice and safely, hey. This is the campgrounds here, and it's right beneath the dam, actually, just beneath the dam wall. It looks very nice. Good place to come to. So at Imbil they've got a lookout here as well, you can drive up to, and you can see some of the view here behind me. Pretty good view, hey? They say don't come up with a caravan. It is pretty steep and it's pretty narrow. I mean, I probably could, but I wouldn't recommend it anyway. They've got some eating areas up over here as well, which you can sit at. And they've got some spectacular views too, hey? I'll show you those. Mm-hmm.